All right, let's talk about this Baltimore Ravens offense that was really awesome against Buffalo. This is back-to-back really good offensive performances here for Baltimore. Obviously got off to a bit of a slow start, but really hitting their stride already. And we got to start off with the first play of the game for the Ravens, which is going to be a handoff to Derrick Henry, nothing too fancy. That is going to be the closest unblocked man here for Buffalo. So, okay, let's see what happens. When this play begins, you see that this Bills defensive back really does not take a very good route to this play. I mean, kind of moves too far in towards the right side of the screen, which against a lot of running backs might not be the end of the world. This is Rasul Douglas, who's a very good player, but one of the things that I think really Henry doesn't always get enough credit for is just how fast he is. I mean, you see him, he's just visually huge. You assume he's just, kind of a guy who runs you over, and while he can do that, watch him just sprint by Douglas. You have a couple other Bills players right here, who, a couple other defensive backs. Again, these are guys who were on the field in part because of their speed, right? If you're a defensive back, that's part of what you do. But Derrick Henry's just quicker. He gets by all of them as well, and that's just what makes Henry so deadly, is you have to play so aggressive to stop him, because if you're not stopping him, he can take it all the way for a touchdown. So, while a lot of times, when you sell out to stop the run, that opens up the passing game, and so you can't fully sell out. If you don't fully sell out against Derrick Henry, then you're giving up long touchdowns, so you have no choice but to fully sell out sometimes to stop the run. Also, Henry's able to make a play like this work, where what's going to happen here is this is going to be a running play on a 2nd down and 4. You see the blocking concept on the screen. It looks like it's actually designed to go towards the offense's right, because that linebacker is actually going to be unblocked right here. So, okay, well, let's see what happens. This is Dorian Williams, the linebacker for Buffalo. And when this play begins, kind of a bit of a tough situation. There's a Bills player laying on the ground that Henry has to avoid, and Williams rushes in and is in position to make a tackle on Derrick Henry. The Ravens, looking to not be able to pick up this first down, might have to wait until a 3rd down conversion. But no, watch Henry get around him and is able to pick up the first down. So, well, yes, he has that elite speed. Of course, he has this elite size as well. And if there was any doubt as to if Derrick Henry still has it, which is a fair question to ask, is getting up there in age. I understand the concern. I wouldn't be too concerned now. Seems to be pretty clear that he still has it. And then, of course, this play, which, historically for Henry with Tennessee, a lot of times the most dangerous play with Henry was not when he got the ball in his hands. It was when you would do something like this, where you're using him as a decoy, running a play action, and then you're going to have a receiver run a deep shot to push the corner further deep, and then Isaiah Likely is going to go kind of, over the middle towards the top of the screen. Watch, you see Lamar fakes the handoff. Likely is going to eventually get out, and due to, again, a lot of these players moving in, having to sell out to stop the run, they're not able to get back in time to cover Likely. Likely is just wide open. Because of this, Lamar makes the throw, Likely makes the catch. Good job by those two guys, right? Good throw by Lamar and good route ran by Likely. All that stuff is true, but also a big part of it is Derrick Henry. It's all playing together, right? So, a lot of good stuff. And also, I got to give a shout out to Justice Hill, the other running back for the Baltimore Ravens, who you might think, okay, the running back who's the second string running back on a team that has Derrick Henry isn't going to get a lot of touches, but he was making the most of the touches he got for sure. This is going to be a pretty interesting play. It's a 3rd and 14, and so what do? I mean, the Bills are going to play their cover 2 zone. You could try and just gain some yards and make it an easier field goal. And in fact, I think that might be what they're trying to do. They're going to run a screen pass to Justice Hill, and I think the logic is pretty simple. Hey, maybe it could go for a first down. That would be cool, or maybe even close enough that we can go for it. But if not, we're gaining another 5 yards or so, making it easier on Justin Tucker. But when Lamar takes this snap, he's going to flip the ball to Justice Hill. And right here, I mean, you see, the 2 offensive linemen doing a good job of getting out and making their blocks. You do have a safety who's deep off screen that can make a play. And of course, you have a Buffalo player right there who can come in and try and make a play. And that's, maybe the guy you expect, Christian Benford, the corner here. But Hill just runs through so quickly. He's able to get the first down on that one. So really well executed play by the Baltimore Ravens. And I'm sure Buffalo would like to have that play over, but at the same time, It's just really good stuff. I mean, it's hard to get around these blocks. It's hard to get to your spot quicker than Justice Hill can. And because of that, they're able to, again, pick up a nice play. Also, this one, Justice Hill did some nice stuff in the receiving game where it's going to be a zone coverage concept. It's a quarters coverage play. And the way this is going to work for Baltimore is first, they have their only wide receiver who's lined up onto offense's right, run kind of a deep shot that's going to eventually go more over the middle. The goal here is to, again, get the corner and safety who are in that area further out of the, corner of the end zone. Then Justice Hill is going to kind of run to where those guys now aren't. Hopefully he can get open. Again, all Buffalo has to do is have a player read this and get over into position. But again, when Lamar takes the snap, Hill runs this route really well, kind of fakes as though he's going more underneath, then goes deep, and he's, being really explosive on this play. I mean, you see the player that you would have maybe liked to have beat a guy who can get over. This is once again Dorian Williams, who I think, I think Baltimore picked on a little bit. I don't think he's a bad player. I just think that they were able to take advantage there. He's just so out of position. Lamar makes this throw. He's not going to miss that one, and they're able to get a touchdown. So again, it's just things running well. This having a lot of guys execute properly. Yes, Derrick Henry is a superstar, but it's not necessarily just using Derrick Henry and nothing else. I mean, other players are really having a strong impact, though. Everyone on this Ravens offense is really. And a play like this is honestly just an awesome play by Baltimore and really goes to show why they're such a unique team to play against. So it's going to be something that on paper might not seem that fancy. Okay, you fake a handoff to Justice Hill, Lamar keeps it himself and runs towards the top of the screen. Sure, we've seen this a million times. Here's what's crazy about this play. You see that when Lamar takes the snap, the second he does, look at how the Ravens' offensive line is blocking. Their right guard and tackle are pulling over to the offense's left. They're just straight up run blocking as though this is going to be a handoff to Hill. So because of that, when Lamar fakes the handoff and runs towards the top of the screen, look at those Buffalo players. They are fully expecting this to be a handoff and are kind of just now realizing that that's not what's happening. And if you're that far behind when it comes to Lamar Jackson, you're not catching him. You need someone else to come through and make a play. However, Baltimore has 3 blockers for the 3 Buffalo players who could potentially make a play. So what do you do in this situation if you're Buffalo? Well, again, a defensive lineman isn't catching Lamar. That's out of the question. Someone has to be able to get around their block and make a play that way. But that's just not going to happen. As you see, Lamar runs this so well, gets into the end zone untouched for a touchdown. Again, you're getting that kind of play fakes when Derrick Henry isn't even out there. Again, Justice Hill, who I thought had a really good game, still someone you have to respect, but he isn't the insanely awesome running back that Derrick Henry is, right? But because of how the Ravens design some of these plays, they're still able to get this to work. So again, the ground game is just being incredible right now. It's helping set up the pass, and this is what we have seen from the Ravens in years past. It's how they've gotten to 1 seed. It's how Lamar's gotten multiple MVPs, and it could be how they win a Super Bowl if things keep going this way. So, yeah, those are my thoughts on Lamar Jackson and the entire Baltimore Ravens running offense, Derrick Henry, Justice Hill, all those guys. That's what I think. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And, of course, as always, thanks for watching.